everybody, welcome to another edition of We Don't Need Roads. My name is Chris, and as always is my partner in crime right here, Mr. Bryan. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, thanks. Good evening, everyone.
Good. So we are doing a bit of a social experiment this week. That we are live on my Twitch channel right now, and we are also recording for YouTube. So this is a bit of a social experiment, and you can also see that this week we have changed things up a bit. So we actually have a whole new set layout going on. As you can see, I'm behind a desk, and in the monitor to my right is Mr. Bryan, who is remote accessing right now.
I'm stuck in a box.
You are stuck in a box. Yeah, we have to apologise, you guys. I know we haven't put any content out in the last couple of weeks. There's just been so much going on with myself and with Bryan that we had to take a couple of weeks off to get some stuff organised and sorted out. Wouldn't you agree, Bryan? Yeah, cool. Right, so we're going to go straight into topic number one today, and that is Doctor Who, so far, new and old. Now, Bryan, I'm not going to lie, I'm actually really enjoying this season or selection of stories, or it is one story, of Doctor Who this year.
Well, this has been... It reminds me of the Torchwood story, Children of Earth.
Yeah.
The story's got a chance to breathe. They can run, A plot, B plot, C plots, D plots, and hopefully everything will tie up at the end. But we do have another special coming on New Year's Day, so it could end on a cliffhanger. And of course, Jodie's only got a few more episodes left.
Yeah.
Before her regeneration, and we get a new showrunner as well.
Yeah.
Into the 60th anniversary year. So I've enjoyed the flux.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the fact that I think all the Jodie's runs being on a Sunday rather than the traditional Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's something nice for me and Caden to sit down and watch. I just think with this season, like I say, everything's been given a bit more chance to breathe. Less episodes. Filming all this with COVID.
Yeah.
Introducing some really new characters. The fact that Dan, played by John Bishop, he spent most of his teenage life in the area where we live. He went to the same school where Caden's going to be going in September, so he's just like, oh my god. The little jokes like about Burke and Ed.
Yes.
Yeah. You just nail on the head, just cracked me up.
Yeah.
He's a very likable character. Hasn't had much interaction with the Doctor.
No, I was going to say it's been very Dr. Dan light. Obviously there was the Halloween one where they actually met, and little bits here and there. It has really focused on Yaz and the Doctor when it comes to companions. But I was going to say, I do like the fact that it's running on a Sunday now. Sunday evening, that's actually quite nice for me. Not that I actually get to watch it on a Sunday, because I'm so busy getting the week ahead prepared, whether it be for streams or for work or church stuff that I need to get done and dusted. It's actually been it's been nice now, because on a Monday morning, once the kids are in school and Tanya goes out for the morning with Eden, I get like an hour where I can sit down in the front room, put my feet up, have a cup of coffee, and just sit there and watch it and actually just take everything in. Because when it was running on like a Saturday or any other time that it's been on, I've always had the issue of the kids were talking, or I've had to pause it because we needed this or we needed that. So for me, it's great because it's on BBC iPlayer, so I can just watch it on a Monday morning. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think that with having this like short section of stories, the Flux stories has been quite nice. It does have that Children of Earth sort of feel to it. The characters, it's not just focused on the Doctor with his companions fighting one bad guy. We've had some Centaureans, we've had Weeping Angels, we've got these other two characters. For the life of me, the names can't jump to me right this second, but
Swarm
yeah,
and Azure.
yeah,
I can't pronounce it.
yeah. Which has sparked, which I've read online, has sparked a massive conspiracy theories within Doctor Who fandom, the Whovians. It was nice to see the Weeping Angels back this week.
That, if you look at all the episodes the Angels have been in, the best episode was Blink, the first episode.
Yeah.
Doctor Light episode, really well written, fantastic actors, creepy, scary. Holy shit, these are serious bad guys.
Yeah.
And then they kind of got diluted over time. I mean, the second one, the Crash of the Byzantium, the River Song, that was still a good episode. I liked Angel Bob, giving the angels a voice. But they started to get a bit diluted. Even the story with Amy and Rory's last story, where the Statue of Liberty is a goddamn angel, which is just like, it's one of the biggest landmarks in New York City. It's always going to have eyes on it. How it's moving.
Yeah.
And what happens if someone spots it in the middle of the street? Let's be fair. Doctor Who has never stuck to its own canon. It rewrites its own history. We've got the whole unit dating controversy, which they've cracked jokes about.
Yeah.
In the 50th, I think Kate Lethbridge-Stewart says, there's a precedent for this. It might be the 60s, or I think she says something like, it depends. You got to look at the right dating protocol or something like that.
Yeah.
I did like in the last episode, we got to see Unit starting out.
Yeah.
Even though it contradicts what we've learned in the past, but there was a nice shout out for the Brigadier. I do like it when they do that.
Yeah.
Because he was obviously a massive part of the old series. It's a shame he never got a chance to come back to Doctor Who proper. I know we did the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Yeah.
A couple of episodes of that. But it's been this series has been good. You've put the special effects budget to good use.
Yeah.
I just think some of the cop outs for the cliffhangers though, it's a bit.
Yeah.
You've left us on this big cliffhanger, and in one episode it's literally the Doctor just resetting the TARDIS. That's all she has to do is reset the TARDIS. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen much of the TARDIS. This series.
No.
Since it got corrupted.
Yeah, I have to admit the whole multiple doors did throw me very much. Yeah,
like that.
But it was one of those. It was like, but why? Why? Why are we doing this now? Like, okay, but I'm sure next week's episode. Obviously, we're recording this prior to the finale for this season. I'm sure it will all be explained. It was really nice to sort of have. I wasn't a massive fan of the Timeless Child storyline. I thought it was very much pissing on the history of Doctor Who, if that makes sense. I just felt that Chris was trying to put canon in there that wasn't needed. But it was nice to have the doctor who found, well, the professor who found the Doctor as a child. That whole arc circle coming back this week with the fact, with the fact that she's basically now in charge of the Vision, which again is something else that's very much interesting for me. is this a Gallifreyan organization? Or
It started on Gallifrey.
yeah,
It started on Gallifrey, but then they got more operatives because the dog dude,
yeah,
he was part of the division. That's why the Doctor was looking for him to begin with.
yeah.
'Cause I can't remember his name.
No.
You know, he's a great character. You know,
He's a
the
very
best.
memorable character.
Yeah, I just thought you know he's going to be in it one episode, and he's not. He's a featured character. I hope they're not going the whole route of Belle and the other guy who are trying to find each other.
Yeah.
Her baby is the Doctor. I hope they don't go that route. The Doctor needs that mystery.
Yeah.
The Doctor needs mystery. We don't know the Doctor's name.
No.
I don't think we should ever find out.
No.
It's one of the things we never need to know. It doesn't. The Doctor needs to be mysterious, and our way into the series is through the companions. The companions ask the questions that we would ask.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Why can't we just do this? Why can't we just hop back and? So you don't need the Doctor explaining.
No.
And I think it's going to end with the Doctor's got the simple choice: get her memories back from the fob watch.
Yeah.
Or save the universe. That ultimate personal choice for her, because she wants those memories, she needs those memories, she wants to know why, what she did, everything, how many regenerations.
Yeah.
You know, because she says, doesn't she, tens, hundreds, thousands.
Yeah.
Because in the Timeless Child episode, I was thrown off at first completely by the Irish copper.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah. I do feel that now that you've said it, it does almost feel like that's the route they're going down. The fact that this Asian female, who again names escape me right now, she's pregnant. And, the fact that he's trying to find his way back. And, I do get the feeling that there may be some issue there. I feel that we may have a point of they might be the Doctor's parents. And I hope we're wrong. I really do hope we're wrong, but I've got a funny feeling.
There's a couple of things that have come out of it. At least we know the Master was telling the truth.
Yeah.
For once, he was telling the truth, and that explains his motivations in the last series.
Yeah.
And the fact that we actually got the word multiverse used. So,
yes.
Is the Doctor going to turn up in Spider-Man? They're all coming through. I can't stop them.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I like the fact that they're exploring the possibilities of having different universes.
We've seen them. We've seen parallel universes. We've seen pocket universes.
Yep.
But they never, as far as I can remember, they never said multiverse.
No.
And it depends on, like I say, Doctor Who changes its rules all the time. So this multiverse could have another Doctor, another Gallifrey, more Daleks, more Cybermen, or it could be completely different.
Yeah.
It could be. But they've never said multiverse before.
No.
So let's see where that goes.
Yeah.
But I do think it's going to end on a big cliffhanger, and then it'll all get tied up in the New Year's Day special, and then we'll go into next year's specials as standalone
stories.
Specials.
Yeah, because Jodie's recorded
She's done.
Yeah, I know she's finished her contract, but she's done 3 or 4 specials for next year.
I think it's 3.
Yeah.
There'll be one on New Year. There'll be one about Easter.
Yeah.
And then there'll be one around this time.
Yeah.
I think it might be 4.
Yeah.
Might be 4. I'm not 100% on that, but
no.
Either way, it's one of them, isn't it? It's going to be the specials David Tennant did were good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because
and I think that's why that she's opted to do the specials, because she saw how well David did the specials before his regeneration. And obviously with COVID and everything, it's
Yeah, I was about to say COVID would have affected a lot of things.
yeah,
And getting everyone back for a whole 10-episode shoot, 8-episode shoot, or whatever is going to be more difficult. So let's do 4 specials, spread the workload, gets it done.
Yeah.
It just said it's everything's. We could go into the 60th anniversary without a doctor, without a cast doctor, into the 60th anniversary year. She regenerates at the very end of her last episode. The brand new doctor's coming into the 60th anniversary.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm hoping for multi-doctors, multi-masters, multiple enemies.
Yeah.
You know, 50th anniversary was good. 5 doctors was great.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do it. Let's have the new Doctor meeting Jodie, meeting Matt Smith, meeting Peter Capaldi, meeting David Tennant, and please get
Christopher Eccleston
and Paul McGann back. You know, Paul McGann going back for his little short regeneration story. I remember it clearly. It popped up on my screen. I clicked play. I'm the Doctor. Probably not the one you were expecting. And I hit pause and jumped out of my chair and was punching the air like I'd just seen Manchester United win the Champions League final. I was like, holy fucking shit, this is it.
I remember getting a message from you going, watch this. And I think I was working at the hotel at the time doing nights. I'd literally just woken up and I was just like, what? And I again, like you, I jumped pretty much straight out of bed, ran downstairs and went, oh, pull McGann's back, pull McGann's back, pull McGann's back. And Tanya was like, who? I was like,
I think that all stemmed from Stephen Moffat wanting his cake and eating it. He wanted to show every regeneration. And, you know, they couldn't get Christopher Eccleston back, but you're clearly seeing John Hurt's Doctor changing into him.
Yeah.
So getting Paul McGann back.
The ears proved it. If you watch that regeneration scene, before you notice the eyes, before you notice anything else, you notice the ears. And you know, would I have loved to seen a full regeneration into Eccleston? Yeah, damn right I would have done. But it wasn't going to happen.
No.
You know,
at least he's come back to do the audios, which is a good start.
It's a stepping stone.
So, I mean, Doctor Who's been out, it came back, 2005?
Yeah.
So we're talking it's been back 16 years now.
Wow, that makes me feel really old.
Yeah, that makes me feel really old. But it had a break. It's had a couple of little breaks for a year.
Yeah.
And it's just one of them. I think the stories have got to be right. I think some of Jodie's stories have been real misfires because whilst you can use science fiction and television to tell morality tales and increase awareness about certain things, you can't drill it into people. It's not like them little public service announcements at the end of G.I. Joe or He-Man.
No.
Them little messages where, hey kids, stay away from drugs. And tell the story. Use the story to get your message across. When people don't even realize that there's a message there. When you're drilling it home, like the environmental one.
Yes.
Don't, because people switch off. They switch off from the message. They switch off from the show.
Yeah.
And whilst I can't see Doctor Who going 30 odd years like it did last time before it was cancelled, I can see it having another self-imposed break for maybe more than a year.
Yeah.
You might be right. We're going to come back, have 2 years off, 3 years off, and come back.
Yeah.
But with Russell T Davies coming back, he brought it back originally.
Yeah.
I think his production company have got more creative control this time.
I was just about to say, so Bad Wolf production company who's taking over once Moffat has Russell T Davies, not Stephen Moffat, sorry. Once Davis has got control again, it's going over to the Bad Wolf production company. Now, I've seen a lot of bad press at the moment saying this is bad for Doctor Who, blah blah blah. It's going to cost the BBC thousands and thousands of pounds because it's not going to be done in house, and obviously because it's being done by a production company, the BBC will then be invoiced and this, that, and the other. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think it's going to be a good thing. It means we're taking Doctor Who away from the executives. I can think of better words, but we'll use executives.
I've got an hour-long speech about the BBC, but we've not got time tonight for that, unfortunately.
Taking the final words away from the executives and giving it to people who actually love the show. The whole point Russell T Davies wanted to bring Doctor Who back in 2005 was because he was a fan. Stephen Moffat was a fan.
Stephen Moffat wrote the comic relief special years ago with Rowan Atkinson, and then the Doctor burns through his regenerations at the end as Hugh Grant and
Jennifer Saunders, I think, was the final.
Joanna Lumley.
Joanna Lumley, that's one, yeah.
It was. I mean, that was a joke, a comedic episode, but he wrote it and shown a lot of love to the series.
Yeah.
My worry is that he tries doing too much and he brings back the spin-offs and tries more spin-offs and stuff like that. So
I don't know. I think if the spin-offs are done properly, they could work.
More Torchwood, Children of Earth, less Class.
Yeah.
I watched 2 episodes of Class and was just like, I
haven't watched an episode.
No.
I literally 3-4 days after the initial episode came out, I saw a review from someone who I trust on Twitter, who does a lot of reviews for Doctor Who stuff and things like that. And he was like, it makes no sense.
No, I'm not too bothered about that. It's like the Sarah Jane Adventures. I've actually now got around to watching every single episode. It was just the odd couple of episodes I watched, and then obviously the Doctor crossovers, which were fantastically done. Because both times I call it, the Doctor's not going to turn up in the first episode until the stinger at the end. Both times it happened, but that got Caden interested in Sarah Jane Adventures.
Yeah.
So I've got to find. They're not an iPlayer at the minute.
No.
Which I'm like, what?
I think it's because if I remember reading something somewhere that there was a legal dispute between the actress who played Sarah Jane, her family, and the BBC. So basically, they've put it on hold to being able to watch on iPlayer.
I've seen the DVD box set of them all in CEX, and they wanted 40 quid for that. So it was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a certain website,
very possibly,
that out there, where you can use a certain program,
or there might be a website out there that you can watch it.
Yeah.
Me and you have now.
This is where a handy VPN sponsor would come in. To be fair,
sponsored by Who VPN. No, just like because both me and you have got the Pluto TV app. Now that is something that I don't know how much you've looked into. I've started watching stuff on there. I've been watching Dog the Bounty Hunter, Most Haunted, a little bit of Baywatch, Dog Whisperer. Just little things. When I'm sat in the front room and Eden's watching the iPad, just something I can just chill to. But yeah, maybe it'll come up on something like that. Maybe there's a streaming service out there where you can watch the Sarah Jane Adventures.
It's probably on. It used to be on Netflix. I'm sure of it, because when we had a Nintendo Wii, we had Canadian Netflix on that. I know it because it was easy to set up a different IP address instantly.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was on something like that. I'll get round to it one day.
Okay. So we're going to go into our second category for this evening, guys, and this one is obviously it's the run up to Christmas, as proven by Brian's hat. And I've done a little bit of research. Now these are all lists by Good Housekeeping and Rolling Stones magazine. And we're going to go into Christmas gifts and present ideas. So we're just going to change screen. I'm going to go into this one. Actually, let me just push Tiny's chair out of the way a little bit and make my camera a little bit bigger. You guys can see me.
Is that top one a PS5?
That is a PS5.
Everyone wants a PS5. No one can seem to get a bloody PS5.
No. So this is the Rolling Stones holiday gift ideas. So I was flicking through these, and some of these are relatively generic. Apple AirPods. These things, right? These massage guns, I am seeing absolutely everywhere. Facebook Market, eBay, Amazon. I am not paying $300 or £300 or however much they are for a vibrating gun.
Get rid of the handle, and it's something you'll find in Ann Summers.
I was about to say the same thing.
It's no different. It's the same type of mechanism.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of those little shock pads you'd put on yourself.
Yeah.
But obviously they were to help tone and stuff like that, and this is obviously to ease pain. Now, these things won't work for me. They only work for me. Things that work for me is proper sports massage, deep body massage. They're the only things that really work for me. Some people might be able to get rid of a few aches and pains and muscle discomfort with these, but not for $300.
$300. Yeah.
I'll go to Ann Summers, pick up one for £80, deal with the funny looks, and use that.
It just makes me chuckle whenever I see them. I'm just like, no. So yeah, I was just flicking through these. These are pretty cool. Music Fandom merch. So this is a company. Obviously, these are all sponsored. So these are companies who have gone to Rolling Stone and gone, yeah, please advertise that stuff. But I've seen these before. And yeah, they're okay. Prices vary from like $20 upwards. If you're a massive fan of a certain band, this could be something that could be ideal for you for Christmas. Lego Fender Stratocaster set.
Oh, I like Lego.
I like Lego, but that's got to be a bitch to put together.
Yeah, but it reminds me of the Nintendo they brought out.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that. It's that type of build where it is going to be fiddly and hard to put together, but when you've built it, boom, there it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's one of these more adult sets.
Yeah. It's $100 now.
That's not bad. You compare it to some of the sets you get these days for kids.
Well, yeah, I was going to say.
The actual build itself is tiny, but you get 10 minifigures with it, so it must equal £100.
Yeah, so a lot of this, right? This is one thing I don't like. The Facebook Portal Go. Now, I give Meta their due. Since they have acquired WhatsApp and Instagram and all the other things that they now have, it makes sense for them to have a screened Alexa style device.
Why is it not called a Meta Portal?
I think originally it came out before they had the name change.
Yeah, so it's going to get changed. No, yeah. It makes sense for them to do it because they've already got the big camera that you plug into your TV.
Yeah,
so you can do big video calls with, and you can see everyone. Where it's got the full wide. You get everyone on the couch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Facebook's notorious for its data and selling your data and giving your data away.
Yep.
So what's it going to be like if it can see and hear you properly all the time?
Well,
for example,
we said this last time, didn't we?
yeah, because for example, like I say, I was having Facebook conversations with an ex-girlfriend of mine. She would call me baby, and then the next thing she knew, in her entire like sponsored feed on Facebook was all baby-related items.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so with that thing, you have a private conversation with someone at home. You go on Facebook, and it's just all the stuff you've been talking about gets popping up in your feeds,
Yeah.
your Instagram feeds and whatnot.
Now, this one sort of made me side glance it and be like, really? The Gillette heated razor. Now, for the men out there and women who obviously shave other parts apart from their face, having a hot blade really helps.
Oh yeah,
Really helps.
not that you can tell with me.
Well, no, I think if you was to dye that white, mate, you could quite easily pass for Santa this year.
Little secret, there's bits already going grey, so I ain't touching it.
Louis sat there in the front room the other day, and I just got out of the shower, and he was brushing my hair. He's always had this thing about brushing people's hair. So I was like, yeah, whatever. And he was messing it up, and he was combing it over, and he was brushing it back, brushing it forwards. And all of a sudden, he's like, starts tugging at my hair, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, you got grey hair in the back of your head. Thanks, mate. But
That's where you turn around and you go, that's because I'm a dad. That's because I've got 3 kids living at home with me under the age of 16. That's what's going on, mate.
But I have to say, and I'm going to put this out publicly, I am so happy that I am one of very few people from my high school that still has a full head of hair.
You. Why do you think I wear a hat on these podcasts?
I went through my Facebook feed the other day, and there was a post for our school reunion that people keep posting in. And I'm like flicking through people's profiles, and I'm like, receding hairline, no hair, receding hairline. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why am I like, I think there's about...
That's just the women. Cancel bride.
That's it, right? This video is going to get a gazillion flipping downvotes. Every woman in the world is going to be like, downvote the video. But no, I like this idea of a heated razor blade.
Oh, definitely. Because what do you do with your razor blade before you start using it? You dip it in hot water.
Yeah.
Or you have it in hot water whilst you're lathering up or whatever. Because
Precisely.
it does make it easier.
And I remember the first time when I first started shaving, and the first time I had proper stubble, and I shaved, and it wasn't hot, and I only had like soap style on my, like, lather on my face, and I went, hot water, Chris.
Always hot water opens the pores.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see how that would work as a Christmas present. Masterclass membership. Masterclass. I didn't see this one. The Hub of Education. Broadcasting 100 courses in 11 categories. Taught by well-known experts including Gordon Ramsay teaching cooking, James Cameron teaching filmmaking, Alicia Keys teaching songwriting and producing, to name a few.
So it's like Skillshare.
Yeah.
Done by celebs.
Yeah.
That could be good. As long as it's properly done and it's not just like little cameo videos.
Yeah. It's £180 a year.
It's quite reasonable if it's good quality, if it's teaching you stuff.
Yeah.
Like that you're interested in or want to develop.
And you think that's what, probably £15 a month?
Yeah.
Ish? Thereabouts?
Although I don't need Gordon Ramsay to tell me I can't cook.
Can you imagine you're taking a masterclass and he rings you because like you haven't handed in your homework or something, and he's like, what are you doing? You absolute muppet. I'll just be like that.
Be a bit more colourful than that.
Well, yeah, but I didn't want to go too much into it.
Although saying that about Gordon Ramsay, I can't watch his shows where he's just in the kitchen.
No,
I like the hotel one,
the
where he goes
hotel.
around to people's hotels and bars and stuff like that and pulls them apart, and you get them owners who think they're better than they know better than him, and it's like, no, the guy made his reputation on being a chef.
Yep.
Bit of an arse to some of his staff, but he knows what he's looking for.
Yeah.
It'd be good to pay attention to what he says.
And obviously, the PS5. This will be the last one for the Rolling Stones. $740 at StockX, apparently. So anyone in America who's looking for a PS5, StockX apparently have them in stock for $740.
See, I've played on a PS5, but I've not played any PS5 games. My friend who's got one, he's got a couple of PS5 games, but I've not played them. We've been playing PS4 games on the PS5. I like the controller. Controller feels very nice.
Yeah.
The fast loading screens, loading up, all that stuff, brilliant. And it's a very quiet machine.
Yeah, that is something I've heard, because the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, I've got a PS4 Pro here, and like you can tell when I go into, say, Call of Duty, and I go into a pretty built up area where there's a lot of people, like it does start turning into a bit of a jet engine.
Well, we've got Xbox One, the original Xbox One. That thing is a jet engine on any game because it's old and that. We got the Xbox Series S.
Yep.
And that is fantastic. I can see why a lot of people have gone for that model.
Yeah.
If you've got a good internet connection, Games Pass is perfect, especially now you can stream through cloud streaming on your consoles.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I think the only reason why it was such a big seller over Black Friday was because of availability. I'm sure if the Series X and the PS5 would have been available, then I'm sure they would have been bigger sellers.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Switch missed the trick. Nintendo missed the trick with the OLED screen, that it was just a screen upgrade. If you're going to upgrade your screen, upgrade a bit of the hardware.
Yeah.
Sticking a network connection in the back of the dock, that is good.
Yes.
That is good.
There's nothing worse, and like for two people who both have Switches, there is nothing worse than playing online and then like there's a little bit of lag because you have to run over a wireless network.
Caden can't play Fortnite on it.
Can he not?
He doesn't like it because he can tell the lag. He can tell the lag instantly.
Yeah.
It's different to everything else because everything else is wired.
Yeah.
In our house, everything else is wired. Apart from the Series S.
Yeah.
But that's literally right above the router upstairs, so it's easy. But on the Switch, it just I think they missed the trick, not doing a proper Switch Pro.
Yeah. I think if they'd have upgraded the internal hard disk, and if they had have upgraded the RAM, and then upgraded the screen as well, they could have called it a Switch Pro.
Yeah. And let's face it, they're not going to.
No.
It's rare they'd ever do that. And the fact that one thing what's annoyed me about Nintendo is they've messed up the emulation on their N64 games. My PC can run N64 games perfectly. Upscale the graphics, tweak the controls.
That's actually something I wanted to ask you about, Brian. So, did you buy a year's worth of the Nintendo Online?
I did. I bought a year's worth.
Yeah.
But that was just for the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And the online.
Have you been able to upgrade to get the N64 and Mega Drive games?
I've not looked into it yet. I was waiting until the emulation was sorted, and I was waiting for a lot because most of the Mega Drive games I've already got.
Yeah.
In the Mega Drive collections and obviously ROMs. The option to play them portably would be fantastic, but I'm just until they sort out a few more games come out for the N64 and they sort out the emulation.
Yeah.
Then that's when I'm going to look into doing it. If I've got to wait till the end of the year, end of like
That's it.
August, I think, is when I've got to renew mine.
Yeah,
That's when I'll do it. I don't mind paying the extra, provided it runs properly. And at the minute, those N64 games don't seem to run properly.
The day or the day after it came out, I went to upgrade our account, and basically it says you already have the year subscription. You cannot renew.
There must be a way.
If there is, I've not found it. I've searched high and low, but I cannot find it anywhere. So it'll be interesting to see. Right. We've had a look at some adult presents. Let's have a look at some kids' presents, Brian. The coding robot. $56 currently available. I don't get it. It just looks like a robot version of Spirograph.
You see, the kids at Caden's school do coding, basic coding, and it's not done on computers.
No.
They're learning the theory behind it. And little things like this have been out for years.
Mm-hmm.
There was Lego Technics you could program to do different things when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Very expensive. I just think the technology's gotten better.
Yeah.
Smaller.
Yeah.
And so, what is it? It draws it for you, or you draw it and it does something?
I don't get the kids started learning code at an early age with this awesome robot. RT3000 will draw whatever kids program. So yeah, you program the robot and it draws it, which is a creative and fun way to learn and practice your key STEM skills, age 7 and up. Which I suppose if you're into coding or your kid's into coding, then it could be a good thing. But
I could see that being more successful. Schools buying a couple of them to help with. Cause I do think it's great that there's more things aimed at coding.
Yeah.
Because that's a job that'd be like our parents, and us at school. We learned cooking.
Yeah.
That was a basic thing. I mean, kids still learn that now, but on top of that, when we got taught IT at school, it was how to use Word, how to use Excel, how to create a database, how to defrag a hard drive. It was the very basics of what you could do within an operating system and within a program. Now they're teaching kids how to create programs and things like that in games and all that. So it's kind of gone back to the bedroom coders of the Spectrum and the C64 days when games companies were looking out for people who could do it on the cheap.
Yeah.
So things like that are brilliant. Was that the Pokemon trading card game?
Yeah, so Pokemon Trading Card Game Battle Academy. Currently $20.
Yeah, I've seen that for about £15 up here.
Yeah, so
you get the layout table.
Yeah.
For the card game, you get a few decks of cards, coins, instructions on how to play the game.
Nice.
Maybe something Santa's bringing Caden. Because he's got about 1,000 Pokemon cards.
Well, I was just about to say, I don't know if Phoenix is still here on the live stream, but this would be something that could be quite good for his two younger boys, because they are very, very Pokemon heavy at the moment. So yeah, it could be something worthwhile for them to look into. This, I don't think so much as a kid's item. I wouldn't necessarily buy this for a kid. We bought one of these for my mother-in-law after Grandpa passed away. And you can actually have anything you want 3D printed onto it. So my mother-in-law's has got a picture of her dad on it. And it's actually really good. It's got a little sensor underneath, so you just literally pick it up, tap the sensor underneath, and it lights up. And you can have it in different illuminations. And yeah, I think they were about £15 when we bought it. I think it might have been a little bit cheaper at the time because they were relatively new at the time. So yeah, these are good. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a kid thing, but
maybe an older kid.
Yeah.
An older kid who's getting their own bedroom or redecorating the bedroom to how they want it rather than how the parents picked it.
Yeah, there's a good couple of ones. Again, Disney on the flow again. The Disney Mad Hatter Tea Party game. Now, this is actually a remake. This came out in the 70s, I want to say, when the original Alice in Wonderland film came out.
Like Buckaroo.
Sort of. So you have like cards, and you take a card, and whatever color cup you have on the card, you have to put on top of the stack of cups, and the table wobbles. So, if you've got a child at home that's a fan of Alice in Wonderland, or even Disney in general, anything.
Because if they've not seen it, you're like, oh, what's this? What's Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah,
You fire up Disney Plus. That's what you do.
yeah.
Great
Good.
gift idea for someone who's got kids and they've not got Disney Plus. Get them a year subscription to Disney Plus.
Yeah. So when Disney Plus first came out, I've got to tell this story. I said to my mother-in-law, "Do you want my Disney Plus details? Because then you can watch anything that's on there." She was like, "No, I'm not a massive fan of Disney. I've got my Netflix, I've got my Prime. I'm okay." So then my sister-in-law gave my mother her Disney Plus, because obviously she was staying there for a short period of time. Logged into her Disney Plus. My mother-in-law is now addicted to Disney Plus. She was like, "Oh, there's other things apart from Disney." I went, "Yes, I did tell you that." She was like, "Oh, did you?" I was like, "Yes." They bought out pretty much everyone right now, and they're putting all their stuff on Disney Plus. So yeah, she's been hooked on that. She's watching 911 and a few other Star TV series. So yeah, if you haven't got Disney Plus and you've got kids, I personally would recommend it. Right, Good Housekeeping Kids Cookbook, Brian.
See,
How do we feel about this?
kids with cooking, it can go one or two ways. But I think it is important to teach your kids the basic of food preparation, hygiene, everything. Just the basics at least, and getting them doing fun stuff. There's a reason why the first thing you made at secondary school was Rice Krispie cakes. Because it was the easiest thing in the world to make.
But it gives you a good opportunity to do the whole hygiene and, washing stuff up, putting stuff away, all of that stuff.
But if it's fun stuff that the kids enjoy eating, if it's healthy, if it's a good variety, and kids seem to enjoy food more when they've helped. But if I'm making something new for Caden and it's from scratch, I try and get him in the kitchen with me to see what I'm putting in, how I'm making the sauce, because he'll see that I'm putting a bit of onion in, and he doesn't like onion, but he doesn't mind if it's thinly diced up, chopped up small, and it's in there because he knows he likes the flavour.
Likes the flavour, doesn't like the texture.
Yeah. So he knows that if he sees me cutting an onion up, I'll be like, "Yeah, come and see how much I'm putting in."
Yeah.
And it's literally, I'm not putting a full onion in, I'm putting a quarter of it, thinly diced, chopped up into tiny pieces in the sauce, because it's just going to evaporate.
Yeah.
And if there is any little chunks left, he eats around them.
Yeah.
But he's been going to his secondary school for taster sessions of a weekend, and each weekend they cook something.
Oh, nice.
And the first week it was some German sausages and stuff, which he wasn't too keen on. I thought it was nice. And then last week they made like Subway sandwiches type stuff, and he didn't even bring any home for me. They were gone.
None for Dad.
None for Dad.
None for Dad. Right, I've got a couple more here. The reality globe. Now, I think this could be a pretty good thing if your kid is
much burnt food. Yes, you're right, Awesome. You're right.
Hey, Awesome. Sorry, I didn't even see you come in. Welcome.
It's not even my stream, and I'm picking up on the messages.
Yeah. So we're just going through ideas for Christmas presents at the moment, and I think this one could work if your child's a big fan of animals or geography, or just is really inquisitive. Is the augmented reality globe. Now, I think this could be quite good because it does pair up with your electronics device, so you can see, what animals are in what part of the world.
So the augmented reality stuff is great, but I used to work in a toy shop, and stuff like this, it will only support current devices.
Mm-hmm.
So in a few years, you'll see this in every bargain bin everywhere because it won't support the latest devices. We had these things called cloud pets, which they came with an app. They'd
Mm-hmm.
interact with the app. They interact with the child. You could send a message to your kid through
Yeah.
an app on your phone and say you were running late, you're working late, you want to say good night. It plays the message and it plays it in your voice and all this stuff. But it wouldn't work on anything after an iPhone 4. And this is back when iPhone 6 had just come out.
Yeah.
Everyone's buying these things because like a fiver, and then 3 days later, they're coming back. Can't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Can't get it to work with our device. And it was like, oh, someone gone done fucked up.
Yeah. So anyone
Great
who's think,
idea,
yeah,
because augmented reality done right can
is
really
very good.
entertain kids. Caden loves playing Pokemon Go when we're out and about. If you can get the AR to work,
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on my phone, but
Yeah.
because he has fun like moving the phone around trying to find out where it is and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah. So we have a Marvel game, um, which seems to be majority around Loki.
Not bad. It was a successful show. It's getting a
Yeah.
second season. Are they Funko Pops? They look like Funko Pops. I've got
No.
you on my phone screen, really
Yeah.
tiny.
No. Let me see if we can get a better Mischief and Malice expand alone game. Expand alone? What the hell is like expand alone? I'm assuming they're like the figures for the game, maybe.
You see, Awesome, I want a big globe, but I want it to open up and be a drinks cabinet. I don't want augmented reality. I want drunken reality.
Drunken. um, yeah. So I'm assuming that's some form of board game. Minifigure astronaut plushie Lego, £15. I'm just literally scrolling through to see if.
Has the astronaut got the little break in the helmet? No, remember they did it in the
Yeah,
Lego movie. Benny has a broken bit in his helmet.
yeah, no, they haven't.
Oh, because all Lego spacemen had the broken bit. They
Yeah,
always ended up with the broken bit.
because it was like the flimsiest piece of plastic in between the top of the helmet and the front. A Vader family Sithmas, which looks like a book. Yeah, fans of books like Darth Vader and Son can now see how Vader, Luke, Leia, and all their pals celebrate the holidays.
I may have to get that because we've got the Vader and Son book.
Yeah,
Give me a sec.
I think Brian's just gone to look for it. How are you, Bosom? I hope you are having a interesting morning. It's got to be 5-ish yours by now.
Here we go.
There we go. Darth Vader.
£2.50 from a charity shop.
Bargain. Well, this one is $12.95 on Amazon. 6 a.m. where Wilson is. Nice. Very nice. Something that I might actually look into getting for Eden, because she very much is loving her baths at the moment. And these are building bath pipes. Now she has something similar at the moment. They're like little tubs with like spinny bits at the bottom, and you put water in the top, and it spins the bottom bit. But these look a little bit more interesting. So I might actually just add that to my wish list. Right. Should we have a look at Brian? Should we have a look at teenagers?
Yeah, I've got 5 minutes left, mate. I've got five
Yep.
minutes left.
Yep. Cool. 5 more minutes, and we'll just have a quick flick through. So we've got a personal charging hub. Could be quite cool. This is something that I would buy my kids or possibly even myself. And it is a 100 movie bucket list.
Oh, the scratch card one.
Yes. So I can see Back to the Future, Forrest Gump, Lion King, Matrix, Up, Godfather, Goonies, Alien, Rocky. Not bad. 15 quid.
I'd say that's a bit pricey.
It is a bit pricey, but if it's a one-off gift, Christmas, another one of those moon lamps. This one comes with a controller, so you can change the colours. Let's have a quick look. Anything else? Unofficial Harry Potter cookbook. Gooseneck bed phone holder. Now I've seen these before, and I actually like the idea of these. These are pretty cool. So you can attach it to your bedside table or whatever, and you can have your phone, so you don't physically have to hold your phone while you're in bed. It's not a bad idea.
I just use me cable buddy thing. You know me. Hang on.
Oh, your Volt Fallout.
My Pit Boy, my Volt Boy.
Yeah. Here's one for you if you had a set of AirPods, Brian. A retro gaming AirPods Pro case. Looks like an old Game Boy. That's pretty cool. I do like that.
See, there you go. Bought small printers off one of them posters for a tenner.
Nice.
And then it'll cost a $5 to get it over.
I think that's pretty much it. Like we said in one of the previous episodes, Brian, AirTags. They're about $30, which isn't bad. Yeah,
I'll always remember one of my first Christmases at the toy shop. The big trend that year for kids, loom bands.
Oh, the bane of my life.
Right. I swear down, in that toy shop when I left, 3 years ago, there was still boxes and boxes and boxes of these loom bands that we weren't allowed to throw out. All we could do was try and sell them or give them away to charities. So when the charities would come in every few months asking for things for their fundraiser, I would literally go upstairs, fill a cage with loom bands and all the accessories and all the books and everything.
Yeah.
And wheel the cage out to their car and dump it all in.
Loom bands were a pain in the ass for me. Not so much compared to other people. I know people who had girls when they came out that were very, I must have loom bands, but I remember Drew and Josh coming home and they would have like 7 like bracelets. Oh, my friend made me a loom band one. I'm like, dude, they're just little elastic bands. He's like, yeah, but it's a bracelet. And I'm like, they're still just a little elastic bands.
Seriously. They're going about microplastics in the ocean. They're going to be finding loom bands 50 million years in the future.
Yep.
They're just going to find piles of these little loom bands.
Absolutely.
I've seen it. I've seen just tons of crazes. Like I say, I was at the toy shop for about 5 years.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff, like all the marketing was hyping. This is the must-have toy for this year. It wasn't. It really wasn't. That was just one that had the most advertising behind it. Although we'll always remember there was a snow glow Elsa from Frozen. It was 50 quid. This doll that sang and did stuff and glue, the hair glue, and it all lit up and stuff like that. Right. 50 quid. Like rocking horse shit. 10 minutes before we closed on Christmas Eve,
Mm-hmm.
guy comes bolting into the shop demanding one. We really nearly broke down in terms of laughter because he was demanding it. He demanded the box. He said, "There's one in your window." I was like, "That's a box, mate. There's no doll in that.
No.
That's a box. I can get the box out and show you. It's just a box." And he was demanding it and accusing of us of ruining his Christmas. To which my boss just turned around and said, "You left it to 10 minutes before all the shops closed on Christmas Eve. You ruined your own kid's Christmas, mate. Now leave." I was like, "Oh, that was good. That felt good to see that." And Hatchimals.
Oh,
My nephew wanted a Hatchimal.
yeah.
We got some in. They were on the pallet. I got my phone, messaged my sister. She wired me the money. I took my work uniform off, put my t-shirt on, slipped one into a basket, walk out the doors. No customers. Take one out, wheel it around, make it look like I'm shopping, whilst my boss ran to the front with all the others. And I had to stop someone from taking it out of my basket. They were trying to take it out of my basket. It's absolutely insane. Christmas just brings out the worst in people. It brings out the best in people, but
Yeah.
it can also
Yeah.
bring out the worst in people if they can't get those things. And the things we've shown tonight, I've not seen advertised. I've not seen.
No.
I've seen them advertised, but not to the point of every
Hyped.
YouTube video that
Yeah.
Caden watches has adverts, and it's always the same 4 toys. It's always the same 4 toys or toy shops.
Yeah. Yeah. We've had a bit of a revelation this year. Obviously, COVID's hit a lot of people, and a lot of people can't afford the greatest and the best of everything this year. So we've come up with some ideas for Christmas, and obviously the boys. Eden's still too young to sort of understand what Christmas is. But the boys, we've said, look, obviously you'll get your present from Santa. You're going to get presents from Nana and Amory and everyone else. But this year you're going to get like one big present, and then it'll just be smaller things, you know. Try not to say too much because I don't know once this is edited if the boys will watch it, so I don't want to give away what we have
You can
planned.
tell me tomorrow, dude. You tell me
Yeah.
tomorrow. I'll post it on Twitter.
But yeah, we've come up with an idea that we want to do, and hopefully it will work. And if it does, it literally gives me another whole year to sort of save up and make next year's Christmas a little bit more giving. But personally,
The main thing is when it comes to Christmas, mate, you're all together, you're all safe, you're all happy, you're all having fun. You get to see friends, you get to see family, you get to get drunk.
Yep.
That's to me. Like I said, before I was a parent, the best Christmas I had was when my ex went to her dad's, like she did every Christmas on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I woke up Christmas Day by myself, big bottle of Jack Daniels, make my own Christmas dinner, made some phone calls, wish everyone Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Got drunk, had to go out and find the place that was open to buy cigarettes, which was a nightmare. Best Christmas. Because in the weeks beforehand, I knew my ex-girlfriend, she was going to be going to her dad's.
Mm-hmm.
Still spoke to her on Christmas Day. We had Boxing Day together. We had New Year together.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was the best. Before being a parent, that was the best Christmas. Because I just got to do it on my own terms, doing my own thing. Now, when you got kids,
Different ball game.
It's a different ball game. I can't say to Caden, yeah, I'm just going to get absolutely paralytic drunk today and you're going to sit and entertain yourself. No. We might not go many places. We might not go anywhere on Christmas Day. But everyone's got to be together.
Yeah.
Presents. I remember getting to 13 and knowing that I wasn't going to get loads because I was the oldest of 6. But what I did get, I appreciated.
Yeah.
And I think as long as you make the day memorable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Caden's school doesn't break up until the 23rd.
Really?
Yeah. Eliza, she's going to be in school on her birthday, which is the 23rd. which is handy because it means getting her presents to her is a bit easier than last year.
Yeah. But
But the kids are in school till the 23rd. I'm just like,
that's
well,
mental.
that does make it easier in terms of getting the food, shopping, getting all that stuff done.
Yeah.
Destroying my knees by kneeling down on the floor and wrapping all the presents.
Yeah.
I might just gift bag. Gift
To,
bag
to,
everyone apart from the kids.
to be fair, like I've said to Tanya, I said there's no point wrapping half the stuff that we're getting the kids because it's going to be rather out of box or it's too big to wrap.
No, you got to wrap it because you got to unwrap it.
Yeah, you
Just
get
seen
it.
Vorsum in
Vorsam's
the chat.
message.
Just
School's
yeah.
school's already out over the here. What? It's not even the 1st of December.
You got to think about the climate, the weather.
Yeah, I suppose
It's
so.
like the summer holidays, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Mad. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. It has been an absolute pleasure. As always, we love making these videos for you guys. My name's been Chris. He has been Brian.
good night, folks.
And we will see you all next time right here on We Don't Need Roads.